Frère Maxime Haïtien yo, comment nous y? Nous là? If you understand that without translation, then you already know what this video is about. We are still here and we are not finished. A few months ago, I told you why Haitians like me leave everything behind for America, and I told you the part that still makes me angry. The day you land here, this country looks at your whole life and says, that is a beautiful story, now prove it again. And so many of you wrote back with the very same question. Okay, Webley, we live it. But now what? What do we actually do once everything we used to be has been erased? So today, I'm going to answer that. And I have to start by admitting something I do not say out loud very often. I came to this country alone. No parents at the airport, no cousin with a couch, no map, and nobody underneath me to catch me if I fall. I have been somebody back home. And here I was nobody, standing in front of a blank page I never asked for. And here is the thing it took me years to understand. That blank page was not the end of me. It was the beginning of a woman I was never allowed to become before. Because here is what nobody tells you about being erased. When this country wiped out everything you used to be, it did one accidental thing. It handed you a blank page. Back home, you were fixed in place. You were the doctor, the teacher, the engineer, the daughter who was supposed to walk the path everybody already drew for you. Here, all of that got erased. And erased is terrifying. But erased is also, for the very first time in your life, free. You did not just lose an identity. You got handed the terrifying, holy chance to choose a brand new one. Let me tell you who I'm really talking to. I am talking to the immigrant who did everything right back home and still landed at the very bottom here. The nurse driving for a rideshare app. The engineer stocking a warehouse overnight. The professor cleaning an office after dark that is bigger than the one that she used to run. I am talking to anyone who built a whole life somewhere and then had to set it down at a border and begin again with nothing but their own two hands. I am the woman who studied for her exam by a kerosene lamp because the power was gone again. I ranked number 10 in my entire country, 200 out of 200 in math, and none of that, not 1 ounce of it, transferred the day I landed here. They could not see it, so I had no safety net, no backup, no one to call. I had exactly one option left: build. And what I learned building from that blank page is the closest thing I have to a map for you. Because erasure is not where your story ends. It is where the second one begins. This is not a midlife crisis. It is not even a reinvention. This is a second birth. The day you stop trying to get your old life back and you start building the one they never would have left you, and you start building the one that they would never let you have. So here is how you actually rebuild. 4 things. The same 4 that carried me from nobody right here to the woman talking to you today. Number 1, grieve it first, and grieve it on purpose. You cannot rebuild on top of a wound you refuse to name. Before you can build the new life, you have to let yourself be angry about the old one. You have to say it out loud. I lost something real. My title was real. My years were real. And this country pretended they never happened. That grief is not weakness. That grief is the ground that you build on. And I did not do this for the longest time. I spent a whole year pretending that I was fine, smiling, hustling, telling everybody how grateful I was to be here. But underneath, I was furious and ashamed and pretending none of it hurt. So the building did not actually start until I stopped pretending and let myself grieve the woman that I used to be. You see, you cannot bury the old life and build on top of it at the same time. Name it first. Then you can begin. Number 2, separate the credential from the competence. They erase the paper, the degree, the license, the title. But hear me on this. They cannot erase what you actually know. The paper and the knowing were never the same thing. The paper is theirs to reject. The knowing is yours. It came with you on that plane, and it is still right there in your hands. I will never forget the first time that I felt that for real. I was in a room full of people with all the right American degrees, and a problem came up that not one of them could solve. And I solved it with the experience they thought was useless, with the years they pretended did not count. I sat there and it hit me. They took my paper. They never once touched the thing that actually made me good. So they can reject your credential. They cannot reach inside you and take your competence. That part is still yours. Number 3, rebuild around the new currency, not the old one. Back home, your title was the currency. Your name opened the door before you even walked through it. Here, that currency does not spend. So you have to learn the new one and learn it fast. Here, the currency is proof. It is a relationship. It is what you can actually do for somebody today, standing in front of them with no fancy title attached to it. You stop leading with who you were and you start showing what you can do. And that meant taking jobs that humbled me. I went from a woman with a name back home to the clerk at a department store. The kind of work that I would have been far too proud to even say out loud in front of the people that I grew up with. And I will be honest with you, my pride screamed the entire way. But every single one of those jobs, they quietly taught me how this country actually works, who to trust, how things really get done here. Those jobs were never a step down. No, they were me secretly learning the new language of this place. So stop trying to spend a currency this country will not take. Learn the new one and spend that. Number 4, and this is the one that changed everything for me. Stop translating your old life and start building a new one. You see, for years, you try to translate it. You keep trying to prove that you were somebody. You keep trying to make them see the person that you were back home. And it is exhausting because what you're really doing is begging a country that erased you to please hand it back. And then at some point you stop. You stop asking them to return your old name and you start building something brand new, something that is yours from the ground up, something they can never erase because they were never the ones who gave it to you in the first place. And that was the day my whole life turned. That day, I stopped grieving the woman that I was back home and started building the woman that I am right now on my own terms, from the blank page. This YouTube channel, this voice, this work, none of it existed in my old life. It could only be born after the old one was erased. So you do not rebuild the life that they erased. You build the one that you were never even allowed to imagine. And that is the second birth. And if you are standing right now at a blank page, terrified, starting the whole thing over in a country that does not see you yet, subscribe and stand here with me because you are not behind and you are not nobody. You are about to be born a second time because you belong here. So let me give you the 4 one more time. For the morning you wake up and have to start the whole thing over from nothing. Number 1, grieve it. Grieve it first on purpose because you cannot build on a wound that you will not name. Number 2, separate the credential from the competence. They took the paper, but they never touched what you know. Number 3, build around the new currency, proof, relationships, and what you can do today, not the old title. And number 4, stop translating your old life. Build a new one that they can never erase because it is finally yours. So, all of you who wrote to me and asked, Webley, Now what? After they erase you, after they make you prove it all again, what are we supposed to do? This is the what. You do not get your old name back. I know that it is hard to hear. I waited a long, long time for somebody to give me mine back, and no one ever did. But here is what I found waiting on the other side of that. You do not get your old name back. You get to choose a new one. And that is not a loss. That is not tragedy. After everything they took from you, that is the one thing that they accidentally gave you. A blank page and the right to fill it in your own hand. And that is a second birth. And it just might be the most powerful thing that ever happened to you. And if you have not watched the first video yet, the one about why Haitians leave Haiti in the first place, it is the door that comes right before this one. So go watch them in order. They were always meant to be two halves of the very same story. So for those of you just meeting me, I am Webley, and I make videos for people starting their whole life over on their own terms, at an age and in a place the world told them was too late. So tell me in the comments, what did you have to leave behind to come here in America? And what are you building now on your own blank page? Name it out loud. I read every single one of your comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one.